In the event that we completely eliminate the lines, the most hypnotizing star, I acknowledge, is the star that could be astonishing in our sky. It is this one, Bug Press or Scarab Crush. It's a red giant star, and on the remote probability that you put it where the Sun is, it would extend to Jupiter's enormous orbit. Completely flimsy and about to explode, it's not as clear as it seems in the universe. These giant events, like the most absurdly dreaded enormous star bursts, could shake all that we see. Moreover, try not to see its center. In any case, Betelgeuse has been viewed as a sign, a red supergiant star that is ordinarily more significant than our Sun. Brian Cox and other space experts figure it could go supernova. People are generally alarmed by what will happen since the James Webb Space Telescope is taking stunning photos of the star. When exactly will Betelgeuse become a supernova, and how titanic an impact will it have on Earth? Let us figure it out. A star in the magnificent Orion constellation shines so brightly that even people from a long time ago saw it. The wonderful star, Betelgeuse, is located on the eastern shoulder of the constellation Orion. Betelgeuse is the second largest star in the constellation. Its name comes from this element, the beast's shoulder. It is possibly one of the most brilliant stars in the night sky. On top of being remarkably brilliant, the star is also an odd shade of red, which, as we'll see, suggests problems. We've had some tremendous experience with Betelgeuse for a long time. A Greek examiner named Tmy also focused on it. Around that time, the most important thing people recognized about stars was their variety. My assessment was that it lacked any alarming creature juice. It was orange in color. Researchers have been concentrating on the star much more intently lately, and now they have a brilliant idea of what makes it so curiously bright. One of these characteristics is that the star dramatically alters its brilliance. With a visible size of 0.6, Betelgeuse is a variable star, which means its brightness changes over time. Recently, specialists have discovered some new information about the star. In 2019, investigators initially saw that Betelgeuse was acting strangely. Despite the fact that Betelgeuse didn't completely stop shining, it wasn't the same. It had become substantially less bright, shining at a degree of around 1.6. Experts rapidly began to investigate why they were seeing the 10th brightest star behave in this whimsical way. Examiners needed to offer an astonishing explanation in light of their research, which revealed bizarre signs from the star. According to their findings, Betelgeuse could go supernova at any second. Brian Cox, an accomplished researcher, shared this remarkably perilous explanation. As a prominent particle physics professor at the University of Manchester School of Physics and Cosmology, you shouldn't consider his viewpoint a joke. He also hosts a science show, writes popular science books, and is the Royal Society Professor for Public Engagement with Science. Brian Cox says that Betelgeuse appears to be a ticking time bomb because it could go off without advance notice. To worsen the situation, the James Webb Space Telescope has shown an epic amount of proof to back up this explanation. In any case, what unconventional signs has Betelgeuse given that have caused so much trouble in space science? With the new data about Betelgeuse, the star has been named a supernova candidate, but scientists are still uncertain when it will detonate. The fact that Betelgeuse is almost twice the mass of the Sun is one explanation for this categorization. A star, as they say, should be several times the mass of the Sun to be classified as a supernova candidate. This is really interesting, however, because examiners have utilized various tools to investigate Betelgeuse. For instance, the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, LIGO, and the James Webb Space Telescope have been used to see what's going on in space around the juice that scarabs drink. The findings are still a mystery. It was born on August 31st, a very long time ago. Around that time, star Betelgeuse evidently provided odd clues that made its future unclear. What did they find? Well, they detected curious light waves coming from the star, or rather, juice from scarabs, which is extremely intriguing. However, that wasn't the only thing specialists saw from the star. This takes us back to the possibility that Betelgeuse is a star whose brightness changes. It was frequently stated that the terrifying little creature juice darkened at regular intervals and had dark spots similar to our Sun today. However, the circumstances are different now. It changes from bright to dim twice as quickly as it used to, which is another surprising sign. Back then, researchers discovered that the star's dimming cycle had hit a brightness of plus 1.61 in February 2021. This was not long after the enormous darkening event. Remember how the star appeared to dim strangely in 2019? That's because it's usually known as the Great Dimming. We could see that this significant dimming marked the beginning of Betelgeuse's abnormal behavior, which made many people worry that Betelgeuse was about to explode. The range of dimming was 1.2 between 2019 and 2020, and the dimming at its lowest possible level ever recorded was in 2019. Specialists were sure that the terrifying creepy juice would explode into space within 100,000 years because of the outstanding dimming. There is something happening in the universe, and this is really startling. Researchers rapidly adjusted their viewpoints, however, when they saw what occurred next. Bug juice got brighter again after the unimaginable darkening and changed into something significantly more striking. Astrophysicist Andrea Dupree at the Harvard-Smithsonian Institute for Astrophysics says that the star is now 150% more brilliant than normal, making it the seventh brightest star in the sky. Researchers were terrified when they saw a red glow in the southern part of the sky. Today, this continues to become more intriguing because it has led to various considerations about what caused the great dimming. First, it is essential to keep in mind that not all stars have the red glow of Betelgeuse. The red glow of Betelgeuse denotes a red supergiant star, the final stage of a star's life and death. The red glow, on the other hand, is caused by a surface temperature of around 3,500 Kelvin, which is significantly cooler than the top layer of the Sun, which is around 5,500 Kelvin. Since bug juice is cooler than our Sun, it radiates less energy per unit of surface area. Despite the fact that it is more massive, it will eventually detonate. Now, we ought to examine the extraordinary dimming. As Brian Cox asks, does this really mean that bug juice will go supernova? In reality, the fact that scarab juice is a red supergiant already demonstrates how close it is to the end of its life. A dying star will also frequently fade over time, which is something researchers have observed. However, bug juice's new astonishing behavior has made specialists even more focused. Moreover, numerous telescopes are now concentrating on it. The focus on Betelgeuse has intensified, with astronomers across the globe monitoring its every change. Observatories equipped with advanced telescopes, including the Hubble Space Telescope and the Very Large Telescope, have been closely examining the star's temperature fluctuations, light variations, and surface activity. One of the most astonishing discoveries involves Betelgeuse's outer layers. Scientists have observed that the star is shedding massive amounts of material, creating an expanding cloud of gas and dust. This shedding process could explain the great dimming event in 2019, as the ejected material may have temporarily blocked some of the star's light from reaching Earth. Additionally, high-resolution imaging has revealed that Betelgeuse's shape is not perfectly spherical. Instead, it appears slightly distorted, which suggests that powerful convective currents are churning inside the star, pushing hot plasma to the surface in unpredictable patterns. These movements cause variations in brightness, making Betelgeuse one of the most dynamic stars in our night sky. But the biggest question remains: when will Betelgeuse explode? Astronomers estimate that Betelgeuse is nearing the end of its life cycle, but pinpointing the exact moment of its supernova event is extremely difficult. Some experts believe it could happen within the next few decades, while others argue it may take another 100,000 years. The uncertainty arises from the complex physics governing massive stars and their unpredictable final moments. When Betelgeuse does explode, the event will be nothing short of spectacular. The supernova will release an immense amount of energy, temporarily making the star as bright as the full moon. It will be visible during the daytime and could remain in the night sky for months, if not years. This will provide astronomers with an unprecedented opportunity to study the death of a massive star in real time. Despite the dramatic nature of a Betelgeuse supernova, scientists assure us that Earth will remain safe. Betelgeuse is located about 642 light-years away, far enough that its explosion will not pose any direct threat to our planet. However, the event could have significant effects on nearby interstellar space, potentially influencing the formation of new stars and planetary systems. As astronomers continue to monitor Betelgeuse, they are also preparing for the possibility of detecting its supernova signals in real time. Instruments designed to capture neutrinos and gravitational waves, particles and ripples in spacetime produced by the explosion, could provide early warnings, giving scientists a heads-up before the supernova becomes visible from Earth. For now, all we can do is watch and wait. Betelgeuse remains one of the most fascinating stars in the universe, and its eventual explosion will mark one of the most significant astronomical events of our time. Whether it happens in our lifetime or thousands of years from now, one thing is certain: when Betelgeuse goes supernova, the universe will put on a show unlike anything humanity has ever seen. Extraordinary darkening. Still, things get even more intriguing since specialists lack a comprehensive understanding. Researchers are currently studying creepy crawly juice using the most cutting-edge devices. Be on the lookout for the intriguing things occurring around Betelgeuse. One of the best tools researchers have used so far has been the James Webb Space Telescope. Since 2021, the James Webb Space Telescope has been in space and has helped researchers gain a great deal of useful information. Regarding the new scarab juice photos of Betelgeuse's remarkable darkening, this telescope has captured images showing that the event caused a huge mass ejection. Based on our latest analysis, we know that this mass ejection was around 400 billion times more than the average coronal mass ejection. The James Webb Space Telescope can also look at things that our eyes can't see, like light waves and frequencies. Subsequently, researchers are excited about what the telescope will find. Scientists have observed dust clouds appearing to form on the surface of the star, resembling leaves in space, something that doesn't seem to make sense. In spite of the fact that Betelgeuse will die, researchers are still monitoring it, as they don't know when it will go supernova. Researchers consider that Betelgeuse is significantly larger than the Sun and that this brilliant red star will shine for at least the next 10 years. However, given the numerous bizarre events occurring within the star, it is difficult to say if this statement will remain valid. After the extraordinary dimming, specialists don't think Betelgeuse will explode in the near future. If Betelgeuse does go supernova, it will be the first supernova witnessed by humanity since Johannes Kepler observed one in 1604. Specialists also don't believe that this should happen too soon, as they are still closely monitoring the star's unusual behavior. Nevertheless, scientists are certain that Betelgeuse will eventually explode. Exactly when this will occur remains a mystery. If we examine the universe objectively, Betelgeuse is one of the most captivating and astonishing stars in our sky. Frequently referred to as the scarab star, this red giant, if extended, could reach as far as Jupiter's orbit. This incredibly huge, unstable star is on the edge of a cosmic event. However, the universe doesn't work in such straightforward terms. Supernova events have the potential to completely disrupt our understanding of cosmic evolution, a thought that may soon become a reality. While the possibility of Betelgeuse going supernova looms, scientists are still working to understand its exact timeline. As researchers continue to gather data from the most advanced space telescopes, like the James Webb Space Telescope and the Hubble Space Telescope, they remain cautious about predicting an imminent explosion. Despite Betelgeuse's unusual behavior, such as its mysterious brightening and dimming cycles, there is no certainty about when the star will finally reach the end of its life. Some speculate that it could take thousands of years before the star detonates, while others believe it could happen much sooner, possibly within the next few months or years. The unprecedented data gathered by these powerful telescopes, along with the star's erratic behavior, has kept scientists on edge. They are carefully monitoring the situation using every tool at their disposal to detect subtle changes that might indicate a supernova is on the horizon. When Betelgeuse does finally explode, it will send shock waves through the universe, releasing an immense amount of energy. The explosion will briefly shine brighter than the entire galaxy, visible from Earth as brightly as the full moon. While this cosmic event will be dazzling, it will not pose a direct threat to Earth, as the star is located over 600 light-years away. However, the supernova will provide a valuable opportunity for scientists to examine the final stages of a massive star's life and the phenomena associated with such a violent event. Betelgeuse's impending demise is not just an astronomical event, it serves as a reminder of the vastness and unpredictable nature of the universe. Stars like Betelgeuse play a crucial role in the life cycle of galaxies, providing the universe with the elements necessary for new stars, planets, and potentially life itself. The death of such a star is not an end but rather a transformation, as it releases heavy elements that will eventually seed new stellar systems. In the meantime, scientists continue to observe Betelgeuse and its behavior, piecing together the puzzle of its future with every new discovery. As the mystery deepens, our understanding of the universe expands. Perhaps in the coming years, we will witness one of the most extraordinary cosmic transformations, Betelgeuse's transition from a massive red supergiant into a breathtaking supernova. Until then, the night sky will remain a canvas of wonder, with Betelgeuse shining brightly, reminding us of the fleeting nature of life as we know it in the universe. As scientists continue to monitor Betelgeuse's behavior, they find themselves more and more intrigued by its mysterious nature. Researchers have identified this red supergiant and have been using every tool at their disposal to track and predict its future. The most recent data from the James Webb Space Telescope has provided some of the most precise and detailed views of Betelgeuse, revealing intricate dust clouds surrounding its surface and unusual patterns of light and radiation. These findings suggest that Betelgeuse is in a stage of transition, shedding its outer layers and undergoing significant changes in its internal structure. These observations have led scientists to believe that Betelgeuse is undergoing an intense evolutionary phase, one that may be a precursor to its eventual explosion. The presence of massive dust clouds and unusual fluctuations in brightness indicate that the star is shedding its outer layers at an accelerated rate. This process is consistent with the late stages of a red supergiant's life, in which internal instability causes violent mass ejections. As Betelgeuse continues to dim and brighten unpredictably, astronomers are closely monitoring these fluctuations for any patterns that might hint at an impending supernova. While some researchers suggest that the star could remain in this unstable state for centuries, others argue that the rapid changes observed in recent years may signal that the end is much closer than previously thought. If Betelgeuse does explode, it will be one of the most spectacular celestial events in modern history. The supernova will unleash an immense burst of energy, briefly outshining entire galaxies and becoming visible even during the daytime on Earth. The explosion will also generate powerful shock waves, dispersing heavy elements such as carbon, oxygen, and iron into space, materials essential for the formation of new stars and planetary systems. Scientists are particularly interested in how Betelgeuse's supernova will influence its surrounding environment. When a massive star explodes, it not only enriches space with vital elements but also triggers the formation of new stars by compressing nearby gas clouds. This means that Betelgeuse's death could pave the way for the birth of a new generation of stars in its region of the Milky Way. Beyond its scientific significance, Betelgeuse's fate has captured the imagination of the public. As one of the brightest and most recognizable stars in the night sky, its transformation into a supernova will be a once-in-a-lifetime event, an awe-inspiring reminder of the vast forces at work in the universe. Until that day arrives, astronomers will continue to study Betelgeuse with the most advanced telescopes available, refining their models and predictions. The mystery surrounding its fate is a testament to the ever-evolving nature of astrophysics, where each new discovery leads to even more profound questions about the cosmos. One thing is certain, whether it happens in our lifetime or thousands of years from now, Betelgeuse's final act will be a cosmic spectacle that reshapes our understanding of stellar evolution and the dynamic universe we inhabit.